All right, what's up, guys? Brother Derek here with another video. Hope everybody is doing well. I want to thank all y'all for coming back and checking out my videos. I appreciate all y'all that are watching, that subscribe to my channel, that are commenting. I truly appreciate y'all. So, if you clicked on this video, I'm sure you have some hesitant. You're hesitant about getting into real estate. Maybe you have some fear or uncertainty. And I wanted to make this video to help you guys break some of those barriers because real estate isn't hard. It does require you to do a lot of things right, but a lot of the issues that people are having is just getting their mindset right so that they could even get in the game. A lot of people are on the side watching and just letting time go by, and the more time you let go by, the more competition that gets out there, the more property prices go up. It's just, and the longer it is for you to get the life that you've been working towards and what you desire to happen, because real estate can change your life. It changed my life. It changed my wife's life. We retired. My wife retired in her late 20s. I retired in my early 30s, and we've been living our real estate for years. Like, of course, we have other business ventures that we do, but real estate's been our core foundation. If it wasn't for real estate, we wouldn't have been able to quit our jobs, travel the world that we do. We wouldn't have been able to go to Africa. I wouldn't have been able to support my wife during her whole pregnancy with our daughter like I would have had to have been at a 9 to 5. So it's so many things that real estate does, and there's so many opportunities that it can do for you. But if you continue to let this fear just weigh down on you, you won't ever get started. And that life, whatever you want to do, is just gonna stay far away from you because you're not doing anything to get that life closer to you. So let's talk about the fears, and I want you guys to put in the comments below, like, what are some of the fears that you're having? Like, what is something that's holding you back? Please comment below. I want to hear from y'all. Please, I want to hear some of the things that are keeping you guys from getting started. So I recommend you guys first, when we're talking about fear, I want you to evaluate what that fear is for you, because it's different for everybody. Some people fear the unknown. Some people fear failing. Maybe you're telling your family, like, hey, mom, hey, uncle, or whoever, I'm looking to get into real estate. I'm going to do this and this and this. And your fear might be failing in front of them because, once you tell people your goals or what you're trying to accomplish, people are watching you. They are looking at what you're doing. So, sometimes that fear is, looking or failing in front of them. Or it just could be, scared of losing money, scared of getting a bad property, scared of, um, you know, just failing. And it's okay. These are all natural, fears that a lot of people have. Some that a lot of these fears I had. And these are fears that, like I said, you need to evaluate them and really, really hone in on what really is holding me back. What's really keeping me from making this jump, making this opportunity, happen, because the opportunity is here, y'all. There are banks that are giving you, down payment programs that you can get in houses 3% down, 5% down. There's a NACA program you can get in zero down payment. There's programs out here that are helping you, that will give you the funds to get your first property. And then I'm going to show you guys how I use my tenants' income to fix up the property so that I can get their furnace replaced, so I can get their house sided. Well, my house sided, their unit sided, so that I can get, new appliances, so I can get just upgrades. I'm getting upgrades to these units for free or little to nothing. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. But if you guys don't get rid of that fear to even get in the game, you're just missing out on so much money, so much opportunity, so many things. So evaluate that fear. What is it? What's holding you back? And then hone in on it. So for me, my fear was basically not knowing how to be successful. Like, I knew this was something I wanted to do. I knew this was something that was going to help me. I was at a job I hated, and I want to scale back a little bit. I'm not against jobs, y'all. I know y'all might think that, or people that watch my videos might hear me talk about jobs in a bad way. I'm not against jobs. I just had a job that was very toxic for me. So my whole thing is, if you have a job and you like it and it's serving you, keep that job, because there's nothing like stable income that you can predict every month. But my issue with jobs is, a lot of times, you know, we have no control over the stability of those jobs. Like, jobs are getting cut left and right, especially with everything going on with this new administration. But also, it's just the jobs aren't paying us as what we're worth. These jobs aren't allowing us adequate vacation time. I had my friend come by the other day, and he told me he worked for the airport, and he was just saying they didn't grant him any unpaid leave. So let's say he had an emergency and he didn't have the vacation or didn't want to use it, he couldn't take unpaid leave. So it's just like these jobs have too much control, and that's my issue with jobs. But I do, support anybody that has a job. You like your job, it's taking care of you. Stay at that job. Still get real estate. Still invest your money, but stay at that job. So I want to go on that rant. But my fear was just not knowing what to do. I didn't have any people in my family that were landlords that owned property other than my mom owned a house, but she wasn't a landlord. So all my aunts owned houses, but they weren't landlords. So I didn't have anybody in my immediate family that knew how to manage property from a, landlord standpoint. So my fear was, messing up, getting people in there, because I heard the story just like y'all, like they're going to tear up your property. They're going to do this, you know, they're not going to pay you. So I went through all those fears as well that a lot of people have. But one thing that helped me is knowing that, there's information out there. So I'm going to recommend that you guys read books. A great book I read, I don't think I have it behind me, is Buy It, Rent It, Profit. You'll see that book now. I'll put it up on the screen. So Buy It, Rent It, Profit. You should see it now. It's a great book. It helped me, learn the game on real estate as far as like how to find tenants, how to rent it out. It's a great book. It gives you guys a lot of foundation and understanding of how rental property works. So I recommend that book. And I took a whole bunch of real estate programs, y'all. Like get information, pay for information, get free information on YouTube. You guys are watching my videos, watch other YouTube videos about real estate. I invested in real estate programs. So me and my wife have a program we created to help people like y'all that are watching these videos on how to get into real estate and how to find profitable deals, how to find quality tenants that pay, on time every month, and how to collect payments the right way. I don't want y'all taking Zelle payments, Cash App payments. We're gonna show you guys all the tools that we use to help us get paid. That helped us get paid when we were in Africa. That helps us get paid every day. It makes taxes and everything so much easier. So invest in real estate programs, and you can check out our program at realfreedomthroughrealestate.com. But invest in programs that help you, that give you information. Don't be cheap. You need to pay for information and learn from people that already went through it. That way you can avoid the mistakes that they made. Because we made some mistakes, not the worst mistakes, but we made mistakes. So you guys need to pay information, to people that will help you avoid the mistakes so that you don't have to make them. Because if you don't do that, you will make mistakes. Now you can go through those mistakes, but they take time. You lose money. Depending on the mistake, it could cost you even more than money. You can get your house damaged. So we want to show you guys the right way, and that's why I'm giving you this information. Even if it's not to get that stuff from me, to get it from somebody, because that's what helped me. So that's one of the things I recommend. And you guys might see me looking down because I wrote a bunch of notes down just to make sure that I give you guys all the information that helped me, because I went through this about 8 years ago. That's when I first got into real estate. So I need a little bit of refresher on that. But be okay knowing that you're going to make mistakes. And if you guys are like me, I can be a perfectionist. I want things to be right. I want things to be perfect. And there's no such thing as perfect. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things wrong. You're going to maybe hire a contractor that's not going to do the best job. You might get a tenant in there, that wasn't the best. But hopefully if you take my advice and invest in some programs and read some books, you'll at least get a tenant that's decent, but you might not get the best tenant your first time around. Little things are going to happen. You're going to have some issues with repairs. These things are going to happen, but just stick with it, y'all. Don't be scared, to make those mistakes, because those mistakes will help you learn and will help you get better, and you'll do it better and better as time goes by. You'll learn little systems, little things that you can tweak to do that better. You'll learn how to find better contractors. All those things will come, especially if you get the right mentorship and invest in the right programs and education. So the other thing I'll say is what you put into this business, you'll get back. So what I'm telling you is, like me and my good friend, he has real estate as well. He has a lot of properties. And I learned this from him is when he gets his property, he fixes them up to a T. He doesn't cut any corners. He redoes them, puts all new light fixtures, light switches, outlets, update the plumbing if need be, of course paints, does flooring. He basically makes the property immaculate, and that's what I learned from him. And we do that because we want to put the best quality product out there, but also we want to make sure that we save time, because when you put a property and you rent a property out and it's not, completely, I don't want to say completely renovated, but if you don't make sure you don't take care of all those little issues, you will have constant service calls. Hey Derek, my outlet's not working from my stove. Hey Derek, my light keeps flickering. Hey Derek, my outlets aren't working. This outlet's not working. You don't want those calls, y'all. Like, how we do our business is very passive. Like, once we get people in, we rarely, I rarely deal with my tenants. The only time I deal with my tenants really is if it's an inspection, because we have Section 8 tenants, or if I need their information from grants. And like I told you guys, I'm making a video on how, I was able to we're getting our house sided, for $4,000. That a house, and at least in our city, for siding costs at least $35,000. So the only time I really do with my tenants is if I need documentation for grants, or if there's a little service call here and there, or inspection. Other than that, I rarely deal with my tenants. Sometimes I forget I even have them. But that comes with doing the work up front, putting the work in, getting things fixed up front, making the house livable so that you would live in it. That's how I do it. I make sure our houses are nice enough to where I would live in them. So that's what me and my partner, my good friend, does. But I have another friend I know, and he does the exact opposite. When he gets a house, he does the bare minimum. He doesn't change light fixtures. He doesn't paint. He doesn't do the floor. He doesn't make sure the furnace is working, or at least to my extent. Like, he doesn't put new furnaces in there, or he doesn't. He just is. I bought it. It works. Everything looks good. I'm moving people in, and then he's the type of person that has to make consistent calls to, contractors or maintenance people to come fix this, come fix that, and that's one, inconveniencing your tenant. Two, causing you money. Three, it's just unnecessary time of using resources and time. Like, you're just wasting energy. You could have had that done already, but everybody has their own, process. So, but I just said that to say this, that whatever you put in, you get back. If you put in the work and put in the time and put in, good quality products, you will get, good cash flow. You'll get a quality person most times if you vet them and use our process, or if you just take your time and vet them properly, you will get somebody in return back. So, and just educate yourself. All the thing that you put in, all the information you put in, you will get that back in a different form. It's all about what you put in. You'll get that back. I'm telling you, because I am a product of that. So yeah. So, and then I want you guys to think about what's the worst that can happen. So we have all these, thoughts in our head, like, man, if I get into real estate, man, what if tenants don't pay? What if I have to evict somebody? What if this happens? What if that happens? I want you guys to think about, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, so you might have to evict that person. So you might lose some money. So you might, they might damage your property, which, like I said, if you guys take the right real estate programs, read the right books, those things won't happen. Excuse me, but that might happen. But I want you guys to think about the worst case scenario, what the worst that can happen. And let's just say worst case scenario, the house burns down. You have home insurance. You have insurance that you can buy for landlords that can protect your property. So all these things can be, fixed. It's a material item. This house is a physical material item. It can be replaced. So the worst thing that can happen is that you can fail, or that something can happen to the house, but you have things in place that will help you, recoup your money, or you just might learn a lesson. But the worst thing that will happen is that you fail, but you'll live. You'll still have your job. Don't quit your job until you have X amount of properties and that you feel that you mastered, real estate to a certain level. But keep your job, so you'll still have your job. You'll still live. This business won't kill you. So the worst thing that can happen is that you'll end up right where you already are. That's the worst thing that can happen. So really think about that when you go through all your fears. And I want you to think about, well, what's the best thing that can happen? Well, the best thing that can happen is you could, live for free, like me and my wife did. You can, buy more property. You can eventually quit your job if you want. You can eventually, if you want, even sell that property, double your money. Or you can give that property to your kids, grandkids, or just keep it in your family forever. There's so many pros that, good things that can happen from real estate. So don't focus on the bad things. So I just guys want you to think about the best thing that can happen, the worst thing that can happen. And in my opinion, those best things are outweigh the worst things that can happen. So the pros outweigh the cons. So for me, that's a win every day, all day. And there's nothing that's gonna take care of you like real estate. Like there's nothing that will give you the returns like real estate without having to put so much money into it. Like with real estate, you only got to put an X amount of money down. You get full control over this whole house. You can sell the house. You can refinance the house. It's so many things you guys can do. And the last thing I want to tell you guys is, to help you guys is just be patient. Be patient with the process. Be patient with yourself, because mistakes are gonna happen. But when you rush things and force things, that causes more mistakes to happen. So, a lot of times when we're fearful, we rush, we make mistakes, we're acting, out of urgency when we just need to slow down, evaluate everything, and really take our time. And that's where getting professionals involved, like I said, education, and I'll even say getting a quality real estate agent. They will even help you navigate the market better, especially if you can find a real estate agent that already has property. And in our program, we show you guys how to find those agents. But just having a mentor helps you as well. But just being patient, like just knowing that I don't have to rush this. Things are gonna work out. But just take your time. Don't be trying to move like this. Don't operate like that. Because when you do that, that's what creates so many mistakes. And that's something I struggle with, is slowing down. And my wife really helped me with that. Helped me be more patient with things. Because I used to be like that. I used to be like, we need to get this done. Get this done. I don't want to waste no time. And that's when I would make mistakes, or I would miss out on opportunities because I was rushing. So that's all I have for you guys. Please like and subscribe. Please comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. Did it help you? Put some of the fear that you have. I really want to hear from you guys. It really helps me with content. Helps me figure out where my audience is, where you guys are with things. So I'm here to help y'all. I want to help y'all win, help y'all grow, help y'all get in the game so you can live your best life. And real estate can help you do that. So I'll see you on the next video. I'm out, y'all. Peace.